Hello, Algebra, and welcome to the Lesson 4 2 notes on solving systems of equations by substitution. So here is our first of two algebraic methods, so we can avoid graphing these systems and do some algebraic methods. Now, the big thing with substitution, if you play a sport or if you're in a play, understudies, is when you substitute something, it's all about replacing something with something else, right? So in this process, you are going to replace or substitute. So that's the main idea of this method. All right, so let's take a look at some problems. Example 1 says, what is the solution of the system of equations? So notice we have our two equations. Equation 1, y equals 6x plus 7. Equation 2, 3x minus 8y equals 4. Again, we have two unknowns, x and y, two equations. This is solvable. Notice here that equation 1 is already solved for y. That is something very important to know. So our first idea here is that y is isolated by itself in equation 1. Therefore, okay, here's the y. We are going to take this 6x plus 7, right? And we are going to substitute 6x plus 7 for y in equation 2. Okay? So here is the y in equation 2. We're going to take this 6x plus 7 and put it right in place of y. So now your second equation now says 3x minus 8. And now here will come the y. We're going to get rid of the y and in parentheses put a 6x plus 7 after it equals 4. So it's the second equation, but the y is taken out and the 6x plus 7 is in its place. And now if you notice, everything is in terms of x. One equation, one variable. This is solvable. Now this is going to go back to topic 1, right, where you guys struggle coming back to school. So we need to pay very close attention. It's going to take some algebra solving skills. So this negative 8 gets distributed into the parentheses. So 3x, negative 8 times 6 is negative 48. The x comes with it. Negative 8 times 7 is negative 56. On the left-hand side, we have three terms. Two of them have x, so simplify. 3x minus 48x is negative 45x. Bring down the minus 56, and the equals 4. And now it's a two-stepper to get x by itself. Get the negative 45x alone, which means add the 56. Get the 56 out of there. I'm going to do it right over here. So we have negative 45 equals, and 4 plus 56 is 60. And then to get the x by itself, typically the last thing is to divide by the number in front of x. Divide by negative 45. Divide by negative 45. X's cancel. This is actually going to be a fraction. They're both divisible by 15. Again, you can use Desmos and the fraction button if you need to. But this answer will be negative. 60 divided by 15 is 4. 45 divided by 15 is 3. Savas is going to want the the fraction answer, so there we go. So that's what x is. Think about if we graph that, how hard it would be to find that exact number, negative 4/3. So that's why the graphing helps. So now, step 2, right? Step 2. Now we're going to sub negative 4/3 for x in equation 1. So now we're going to take that top equation and we're going to put the negative 4/3 in place of x right there. So y equals 6. Don't put down the x. In parentheses, put negative 4/3 and then plus 7 after. And you're going to simplify this. You could do it in your brain or you could type it into Desmos. 6 times negative 4/3 is negative 8. Negative 8 plus 1, negative 8 plus 7 is negative 1. And here is your point. The answer, the solution. X, comma, y. Negative 4/3, negative 1. Again, it's a point. X, y. Where these two lines cross. Okay. Now, the nice thing about these problems is that they're all checkable. You can plug those numbers in, or you could type those into Desmos real fast and find the point of intersection and just double check, right? If you want to real fast. Okay, let's do one more on this video. Example 2 here, a word problem. It says, a vacation resort offers surfing lessons and parasailing. If a person takes a surfing lesson and goes parasailing, she will pay a total of $175. On Friday, the resort collects a total of $31.01 for activities. How much does each activity cost? Let X be the pricing of surfing lessons and Y be the price of parasailing per person. And here, so it says 16 people go parasailing. That's why the 16 is next to Y, because Y is parasailing. And it says 20 people take surfing lessons. That's why the 20 is next to X, because X is the price for surfing. And together here, right, if someone does both, they pay $175. So here's our two equations, right? So in this situation, one of them is not solved for X and Y. But if you look at this first equation here, this X plus Y equals 175, this is a heck of a lot easier to solve for X or Y than the other one, right? Because X and Y have no coefficients. Their coefficients are actually 1, which is nice. So I'm going to take this X plus Y equals 175, and I'm going to solve it for X or Y. It doesn't matter what you solve it for. It doesn't. You can solve for X or you can solve for Y. I am going to solve for Y again. So I'm going to subtract X on both sides. And I get Y equals negative X plus 175. I put the negative X in front because this is slope intercept form, right? We've done this before. Okay? You could have the minus X after. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay? And now we're back to last problem. This is solved for Y. Here is Y in the other equation. So we're going to take this negative X plus 75 and plug it right in there for Y. So this is now going to say 20X plus 16 times negative X plus 175 equals 3101. So it's the second equation without Y. Now it's all in terms of X. We're going to distribute the 16. So this is going to say 20X. 16 times negative X is negative 16X. 16 times 175 is a positive 2800. And that still equals 3101. Three terms, combine your x's. 20x minus 16x is 4x, right? Just subtract them as they are. Bring down the plus 2800, bring down the equals 3101. And now it's two steps. We're going to subtract the plus 2800. Sorry about that. Oh, you get 4x equals, the 2800s cancel. Over here you get 301. And then you'll divide both sides by 4. And you get an x value of, and this comes out to be nice money, $75.25. Right? So that's how much surfing lessons are going to cost, right? $75.25. So now we need to find how much the parasailing lessons cost. So now we're going to take this value of x and plug it in right here, right there, in for x. So now I have y equals negative, now that negative is in front of x, but now I just put the 75.25 after that negative sign, plus 175, plus 175. I'll make that better, plus 175. And you just have to simplify. Type this in Desmos, right? Use your brain. This is 99.75. So how much does it cost to do each activity? So your final answer would be something like this, right? So you'd say, so surfing, which is the x, is $75.25, and parasailing, which is your y, is $99.75, and that would be your final answer, right? The x and y. Okay, so I'm going to stop the video there. Video 2 is coming up next.